we are back. Welcome to the Unpopular Playground. This is our last chat on insurance, our little wrap up on specialty insurances. I'm Jenn Lin. This is Debbie. Say hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
And Debbie is going to start off on mentioning some of the things that she has to talk about with specialty insurances. We talked a lot about various insurances in the other 3 episodes, but we're
Yes,
just going to wrap it up and review it. So be patient. Some of the things are going to be reviewed, but we'll probably have a different little take on it.
yes, we
So,
will.
Debbie?
Okay. These are also known as niche insurance because they're specialized for certain groups or industries. Pet insurance helps pay for veterinary expenses such as illness, accidents, and sometimes routine care after you pay a monthly premium and meet a deductible. You submit a claim after your pet's visit to get reimbursed for eligible costs, which can include diagnostics, surgery, and meds. When choosing a policy, consider facets like coverage for pre existing conditions and breed specific exclusions and waiting periods. How it works: you pay a monthly premium to an insurance provider. Most policies are reimbursement based. So you pay the vet and then submit a claim, and the insurance company will to the insurance company for a percentage of the approved cost. So you're not going to get 100% back, but you'll get a certain percentage back. But it's better than paying the whole thing because trust me, I worked as a veterinary assistant years ago, and they can be very expensive.
Oh, yeah, to pay everything up front.
Oh
Your
God.
babies, fur babies are expensive.
Oh yes. Claims. You submit an eligible vet bill, often after meeting your deductible, to receive your reimbursement. Your vet choice. Typically, you can use any licensed vet, including emergency and specialty clinics. Now, this is what pet insurance covers. It covers core coverage, typically includes accidents, illnesses, diagnostic, surgery, and meds. Additional coverage. Some plans may also cover dental care, hereditary conditions, and offer wellness or preventative care options. Exclusions. This is where you gotta be careful. Most exclude pre existing conditions. Some have breed specific exclusions or age limitations for enrollment. Considerations when choosing a policy: be aware of waiting periods that apply before coverage begins. Understand your deductible amount to be met and your copay once it's met. Look for maximum benefit, be it annual or lifetime. Policy type plans can vary from accident only to comprehensive accident and illness coverage or wellness plans. Got anything else, Jen?
Yeah, I know in my notes I'm glad you brought up the breed specific because sometimes some of the puppies are more prone to getting parvo depending on what breed it is. Certain breeds like German shepherds have hip dysplasia, are prone to that, and then you got those like the pugs and things like that, they'll have the breathing
Yes.
issues. They're prone to those and they'll have those type of issues a little bit sooner. I know somebody that had a plan that worked more like an HMO where you pay your premium and then you pay a certain copay, and then almost like the health insurance, if
They
there
do
was
have that.
something big on it, then
Yeah.
they would just pay 20% of the cost of the surgery or whatever, depending on whatever needed to be done. But if it was like for routine shots and things like that, all they had to do was pay a copay, which was kind of nice and actually kind of lean more towards those kind of things. Also for the
Yeah.
health insurance as well, because it's not as much upfront costs. And
Yeah.
these days, because most people, especially if you're starting out, are living paycheck to paycheck and
Yeah.
don't have that much upfront to do that. So those are some considerations that you would have to make.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I know when I was living in California, they had what was called care credit. And that was for animals.
Oh, I
And
didn't know they had it for animals too.
oh yeah, and you took,
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
you could take that in, and it was a credit card, and
Yeah.
you could go, and if your pet had, broke its leg or whatever, you could go in, and like I had it, and my limit on that was like $6,000, so I could
Oh,
go. If anything drastic happened to one of my dogs, I could just go in and take that and put it on that, and then pay it off. That was a big help because
I
who
had
the
that for my,
dental as well,
yeah.
but it was perfect because who
I
can
didn't
afford
know they had it
it?
for pets. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, you can use it for your pets. So that was because I used to, when I worked for the vet, I used to tell people would come in, they'd be devastated, like, well, I don't have that kind of money. And I'm like, well, and I'd show them the pamphlet and I'd say, here, take this and fill it out. And you can call them and talk to them and see if you get qualified. And it's just like a credit card. And then you can use it today and, we'll put it towards.
Right.
And they were like, "Oh my God, you're kidding me!" And I'm like, "No, no, no." And so yeah,
Yeah.
that was a big plus.
Because you
So
don't
that
want your fur babies to be in pain and they need
no,
what they need to get. And
what happened is people had a bill like that and they couldn't afford to pay it. They were like, "Well, I'm going to have to put it down." So you're
yeah,
not the animal because you can't afford to pay for it. And my vet, the one I worked for, he was like, if people did that and they would just be like, "Well, can I just go home and talk to my husband about it?" And then they would never come back. So they were leaving the animal there, wanting us to kill it. And my vet was from India, so they don't kill animals. So
yeah,
he would fix them and then adopt them out to people and whatever else. But not everybody. But
yeah.
yeah, so care credit is another thing that you can get for your pet.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, just because you're young, you might not have a significant other, but pets really do. To me, I think they're everything and they help with
Yeah,
your self esteem and they give you unconditional love. And why wouldn't you want to have insurance to be able to
right.
keep them alive, keep them at their best because they're there for you. You need to be there for them.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
what happens is you get these young kids, oh, I want to get a dog. Okay, you get a dog, and then something happens, and it's like, oh, we can't even afford to feed ourselves.
So,
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of things to consider. It's a big
Yes,
responsibility. Child is not like, as much money as a child, but you have to be able to be there to invest the time.
well, you got to get them.
You got to be there for
Yeah,
them. And if
I
something
really,
happens to them, you're not going to have that upfront money.
right.
You need to be able to have some sort of plan to take care of them
Yeah.
because if you don't, then, animal neglect, I don't know. I'm sorry. I think it's worse than human neglect.
I think if you neglect or abuse an animal, you should be put in jail, and they should abuse and neglect you as well. No sympathy.
And if you can't afford, please, 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 if you can't afford to spend the time and you don't think about pet insurance unless you're making a lot of money, which most people that get pets are not rich when you're
No,
young starting out, you can afford pet insurance. It's very, very affordable
there are
and
so many
doable.
shelters today, pets that are in there for a year in a shelter, just coiled in the corner. I don't even want to talk about it. It makes me cry. So
Yeah.
I can't.
But, just most important thing, if you're going to have a pet, make sure you have the pet insurance
Yes.
so that you can take care of them,
Yes.
you know.
And that's
Next.
that. That's
That's all
that.
I have to say on the pets.
Me
Um,
too.
did you have any other types of niche insurances or do you want me to go on my list?
I have other.
Okay. You have other niche ones? Okay. Go ahead and go through your list and then I'll touch on what I have that might be different.
Okay. Well, let me see. Is this okay? All right. The next one I have is home warranties and appliance coverage.
There we
Okay.
go.
These cover the repair or replacement of appliances and systems that fail due to normal wear and tear, not damage from misuse or neglect. Coverage varies due to plans, but common items including garbage disposals, ceiling fans, garage door openers, jetted tubs, refrigerators, dishwashers, ovens, microwaves, ranges, washers, dryers, dishwashers, and various systems like plumbing, electric, and HVAC. These are all covered under home warranties. It's crucial to read the specific contract for details of what's covered, the coverage limits, if any, and potential exclusions. For example, a refrigerator may be covered, but not the ice maker, or a water heater might be covered, but not the tank itself.
Right.
Pre-existing condition. Appliances must be in good working order when the contract is purchased to be covered. Coverage limits. There may be limits on the amount the warranty company will pay for a single repair or replacement per contract term. Service fee. You'll typically have to pay a service fee, also known as a deductible, for each repair visit, which often ranges from $50 to $100. Before you buy, review your including all coverage limits, exceptions, and exclusions. Assess your needs. Decide which appliances and systems are the most important to you to ensure the plan that you choose provides the right level of coverage.
I know when you get a car, they
Mhm.
also have warranties. I'd recommend looking over that contract. I'd probably recommend not getting a car warranty at all. I think
No.
that that's a different category because
Yeah.
if something's wrong with your car, the manufacturer warranty will take care of that
Right.
already, and that's already included. I made
Yeah.
the mistake of paying $5,000 extra for a warranty, and after 2 years, as things started depreciating and needing maintenance, that car warranty, basically every time I brought it in for something and like, no, the warranty doesn't cover that. The warranty doesn't cover that. Um, and I got to a point to where, okay, so basically the warranty covers anything except for whatever I bring it in for. Is that what we're saying? And I just got so fed up. I said I will never get a car warranty again. So I think that's something to keep in mind with warranties and
But
the auto warranty.
home warranties are important. Now, I have my homeowner's insurance and I also have home warranty
Yeah.
because there are things, there are things a homeowner's insurance will cover. And a thing like when I was having a problem with my dishwasher. It wasn't washing my dishes. And I don't know, not that I use it because I don't cook. So, and I eat off of paper plates because I don't want to clean.
Right.
Okay, so I ran it and it was like, well, it wasn't working right. So I called and, you know, I came in, so I had to pay my deductible. I called the home warranty and I paid the deductible. And he came in and he did his thing and it worked. He fixed it and it worked. In my other house, it was a brand new garbage disposal. I'm in a garbage dishwasher, and
Right.
there was my granddaughter had the door because it was brand new. The door
Right.
didn't go all the way down, so she stepped on it to push it down, and she broke the spring.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
no.
But of course, wouldn't admit to it. But I knew, so I called. I called my home warranty for that one, and he came. And it took like 4 weeks to fix because they had to order the part. And he finally came and he fixed it and stuff like that. But things like that are good to have.
What's the difference between the warranty and the homeowner, like an insurance and a warranty? What do you think the two major differences are
My
between?
homeowner's insurance covers the roof and infrastructure and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the
So
warranty, the individual things
it's
inside of it,
and stuff like
the
that. Like,
appliances.
yeah, I mean, if my toilet broke and it was flooding in the house or whatever else, I'd call my homeowner's insurance. Things like that. That's more for the infrastructure. The
Oh, okay.
the
But
warranty,
your refrigerator, your
that's
garbage
all
disposal,
the warranty.
toaster oven or microwave, that's all warranty stuff.
That's
Okay.
all
Gotcha.
that's the
Well,
home
it's kind of
warranty.
like even like the cell phone or whatever. I got the
No, that's
insurance on it.
Yeah, that's the one later that we're going to talk about the gadgets.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
okay, that's pretty much all the only questions that I had to say about the car warranty. And, which I thought, oh, that's a little bit different from when
yeah.
you brought up the warranties. And it's like, I wonder what your thoughts were on the car warranty on that, because I found it to be absolutely useless.
Every time you go to the registry, you buy a TV and they go, "You want to buy the warranty?" It's like, no, because well, sometimes if it's only like $50, I'll buy it. Well, I bought something just recently, and it was like $400, and it was like $50 for the warranty, and I thought, well, okay, that isn't bad, but I'm not paying no $5,000 or whatever else for a warranty
Yeah.
because, like, half the time you're not going to use it, and half the time it's going to run out before you're going to have to use it. So it's like, no,
It's
that's
just
a
like a free donation.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
in a lot of times you can replace the damn thing for less than what the warranty costs. Because my cars are
Right. Yeah.
2017, and I keep getting, Debbie, this is the last time we're going to advise you that your car warranty is up for and
I know. Isn't that
renew it.
funny?
And I'm like, so I called him one day. I said, would you stop this BS? You sent me at least 20 of these notices in the last 4 years. I don't want them. Take me off the list. And 2 weeks later, I get another one. So it's like,
Well,
yeah.
there's like a thing going around. It's so funny. A bunch of TikToks and stuff like that. I saw one. You know that the movie It, the one that
Yeah.
crawls out
Yeah.
of the
I know.
the water thing, right? And it shows the it coming out of the thing, and instead of like trying to kill you or whatever, do you got time to talk about your car warranty that's about to expire?
Yeah. I know. It's like so stupid.
Yeah, just
But yeah.
coming to haunt you from every angle about your car warranty.
Well, then what
Yeah,
I
so
do,
I thought that would be a worthwhile thing to bring up with when you mention warranties. So
yeah.
that's all I have
What
on
I
warranties.
do when I get these things or other things, I call and I say, hello. I'm just calling in regards to this thing I got for Debbie Woods. This is her daughter. I just want to let you know she's dead. So please stop calling, sending notes, sending letters because it's very annoying because forwarded to my house, but she's dead. Thank you and goodbye.
That's good. I'm gonna try that if somebody calls
Well,
me again.
they do stop because I kept getting this stuff. And it was like I had every week getting the same thing from people. When I told them that I was dead, it was like, okay,
When you're younger, they're gonna want to try and convince you that these are the things that you need to have to adult. So
yeah,
we're telling you that you don't.
right. Don't waste
Don't
your money.
waste your money.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, Debbie. Go on
So
to the next ones.
the next one is boat, RV, and motorcycle insurance. For recreational vehicles such as these, specialized insurance is necessary. They're not covered under your normal ones like your car and anything else. These policies cover physical damage, liability, and offer unique options tailored to the specific vehicle type. For boat insurance, liability covers injuries to others or damage you cause to their property. Some also cover things like fuel spills and wreck removal. Comprehensive and collision covers damage to your own boat from a collision or other non collision events like theft, fire, or vandalism. Uninsured and underinsured boater protects you and your passengers if you're hit by a boater with inadequate or no insurance. Medical payments covers medical bills for you and your passengers after a boating accident, regardless of who is at fault.
Nice.
Physical damage. This covers damage to your boat's hull, machinery, and permanently attached equipment. Additional options can include coverage for fishing equipment, towing, and mechanical breakdowns. Anything
Nice.
you'd like to add?
No, I don't. I've not had those type of toys yet. Um,
Okay.
yet I definitely plan on getting dirt bikes because I love motorcycle riding.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I know that I don't know if I would ever get a motorcycle to ride on the streets, but I
No,
know at the minimum, I would like to do dirt bike riding and get my fix that way.
I want to get a razor, one of those razors that you ride through the desert on. Yep.
Yeah, that I mean,
Friends,
that would be a lot of fun. I did
that would.
do dirt bike riding, and it's just when I was smaller, and it was it was the little people bikes, like kind of like
Yeah.
the little crotch rockets for kids. And it's just like a super tiny motorcycle. That would probably still suit me just fine because
Well, we're
I
talking
haven't gotten
about,
much taller. So it would still
well,
fit me just fine. I want one where both my feet can touch the ground, but
ah,
I'm excited. I definitely will get insurance on that to be able to
oh, you
ride
have,
it around and up on the hills and stuff. That
yeah.
would be fun.
All right. The next one I'm going to tackle is RV insurance. This is something that carries a lot of stuff. RV insurance functions similarly to a hybrid of auto and homeowners insurance, covering the vehicle on the road and while it's parked. Coverage depends if it's a motorhome, which requires its own liability coverage, or a towable travel trailer, which extends the towing vehicle's liability. So if this is something you're towing behind your truck, fifth wheel or whatever, it's covered by your fifth wheel's insurance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
A little bit
yeah.
different.
But if it's a regular motorhome where you're driving in it and that, then it needs its own. The common
Yeah, it's
cover.
a lot of different things to consider when
Yeah,
you're doing these things. It's not just all about going to buy the stuff and
no,
thinking that you can just go use it. You have to
no, no, no.
legally have insurance on this stuff. Just get stopped by a cop on the road and find out how fast that will be taken off the road.
Oh, yes. Well, you'll get a ticket. To fix a ticket, you'd have to get the right insurance. Now, common coverage options for liability. Liability is required for motorhomes in most states and covers bodily injury and property damage you cause. Comprehensive and collision. This covers physical damage to RV from accidents, theft, fire, and weather. Personal effects. It covers personal items like electronics and clothing inside your RV.
There you go.
Roadside assistant covers towing and other emergency services. Vacation liability. It covers liability if someone is injured in or around your RV while you're using it as a temporary residence. Full time
That's
liability.
good.
Specialized liability coverage for those who use their RV as a permanent residence. This is all good because it's all a good reference point. You
Right,
know,
because a lot of young people, I'm thinking, it's some people might not want to rent a house. They
right?
might want to have their own property and
Have a
think that if I just have regular, like, they think that it takes regular auto insurance. And no, if you're going to be using it as a residence, that's a completely different thing. So these are the different things that you really need to think about how you're using it. And that's how you need to insure yourself.
exactly. Now, motorcycle insurance. This is tailored to unique risks of riding and is typically less expensive than auto insurance. The key differences from auto insurance: risk profile. Considered riskier due to less rider protection, but their lower cost and reduced property damage potential often lead to lower premiums.
Yeah.
Passenger. Unlike auto insurance, where passenger liability is standard, motorcycle insurance often requires a special endorsement for guest passenger liability.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yep. And accessory coverage. Specialized policies are available to cover system parts and equipment, which are common modifications for motorcycles.
Certain types of lights, special brakes that they put on aftermarket to make it
Oh,
either
yeah.
safer or, just look cool.
Yeah.
And I know when I was in process of getting a motorcycle, I took a motorcycle safety class, so that can lower your insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Having the proper equipment, I see a lot of people that ride motorcycles, they don't They don't, I mean, most places you have to have a helmet. Um,
Yes.
but minimum, but the type of helmet that they have is not a full face. I see people riding motorcycles with tennis shoes with their strings hanging out. If I decide to ride a street bike, I'm having the motorcycle boots, I'm having the full gear. I don't care how hot it is outside. I'm going to have everything. One of my instructors was telling me he had on like the skeleton gear, and which is very light. It's expensive, but
Yeah.
it's very light. And somebody cut him off. His motorcycle is totaled. He, flipped a few things or whatever, but because he had all the proper gear on, I mean, like literally from head to toe, the proper gear, uh, he walked away, no broken bones, nothing. There's a lot of dumb people out there, and you have to, even auto, whatever, you have to look out, always like chess, always think of one step ahead, and always make sure that you have an out when you're driving and things like that. Just, you just basic safety things, but taking the classes, wearing the proper equipment, having these things in place can lower your premiums if you're having a motorcycle. Those are some things to consider on that. I know there was a debate that I had with my mother on, I said that if I get a motorcycle, before I get a motorcycle, I'm going to, little by little, I'll get the helmet and all of the equipment first. So that way, when I buy my bike, I can actually ride it. She said, "Why would you buy all that when you don't even have a bike?" I said, "Why would I buy a bike if I
If I
can't ride it because I
right.
don't have the equipment?" That doesn't make sense. A good helmet, you want those dot helmets, and having a proper helmet, you show proof that to the insurance that you have all of the precautions on your motorcycle, you have the
Yeah.
proper helmet, you took the classes. Those are going to lower your premiums. But I mean, it costs money for the boots and all of that proper equipment. It's expensive. If you buy it little by little, then by the time you get ready to buy your bike, when you get it, and as you're riding it on your permit, you'll be safe. You'll have all the equipment. And that's what I would recommend. Because then as you're riding, even on your permit, your premium will be much lower having the proper equipment. That's my whole point.
I agree. I agree. All right. Our last but not least is, you know, gadget and ID insurance. Okay, first I'm going to tackle the gadgets. Gadgets cover electronics and phones and laptops for theft, loss, or accidental damage. So, what does it cover? Accidental damage is broken screens, liquid spills, theft, and loss for devices such as mobile phones, tablets, laptops, gaming consoles, and smartwatches. Coverage and options. Plans for individual or bundled devices are available. You can choose between replacement value, new for old, or actual cash value, but you got to factor in the depreciation. Plan details. Policies can be month to month or for a set period. Some include worldwide coverage, but check the specifics as coverage may be limited geographically or by the device's age. Next, we have ID insurance. This is identity theft protection. And we've had this, my husband and I, twice already. It protects against financial loss from identity theft. Some companies offer bundle plans or the option to add ID theft protection to other policies. And what does it cover? It provides financial protection and assistance if you become a victim of ID theft. It can cover costs associated with restoring your identity, such as legal fees or lost wages. How it's offered. It's often sold as a standalone service or bundled with other insurance products like homeowners or renters insurance. Notes Equifax. That is a credit monitoring service. You can call them and they will monitor your credit and stuff, and they'll see if there's anything suspicious on your charge cards or your bank accounts and that they will notify you, and that it's a big help. Some credit cards also offer it as a benefit. Now, I also have this on my credit cards. I have my credit cards where any charge over $20, they have to notify me because somebody charges $100 and then I have to try and dispute that. So I'll always get a note in my email and say, blah, 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 discover a charge was made for $20 to whatever else. And it'll be like, okay, that was my charge or whatever. My bank,
I
they
was gonna
know
say the bank, you can do that
my
alert
bank.
as well.
The same thing. They notify me, they keep watch of that. So I have all that stuff monitored so that nobody can get into that and stuff. My mail, anything that comes to me that has my name on it, I shred.
Oh,
I don't put anything
yes.
in the trash that has my name on it. I
Yep.
don't I don't give out my name, my address. I mean, of course, when you're doing stuff online, and I'm terrible because when people call and I'll be like, well, why are you calling? Well, where are you from? Well, who are you? I interrogate the person on the other side of the phone because I want to know, because people
And
call.
another thing you can do, you can call the company to make sure that that's a legit.
Oh, I
Yeah,
do.
because if they're calling me, I don't know where they're calling from, and they can say that they're from anywhere. But if
Yeah.
you can look their official number up and call and say, "Did somebody from your company just call me?"
Oh,
and they can confirm it.
I've had things on my email that an Amazon charge for $499 was processed. And I'll be on the phone, Amazon or Apple, and they'll tell me, well, if we do it at any charges, the first letter would be on a confirmation. And I'm like, no, it starts with an M, and it's like, that's not us. Don't worry.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
you know,
They're
I'll call them.
texting this way too, saying, "Click here
Yeah. Oh,
to."
no, no, no.
You
No.
don't click anything. Do not click
I don't.
anything. If you get text messages,
No.
whatever, do
No.
not click there. They can hijack
Something.
your whole phone.
If I get something and it comes from a number that,
Amazon had it and they said they never text people. So look out for those things.
so, you just got to be cautious. I don't accept anything from anybody that I don't know. If it's a phone number I don't know, I'm just so suspicious of everybody.
I don't trust anybody.
And
And
it's horrible.
a lot of people don't have shredders. Mine
Yeah.
went on the brink.
Mm.
I looked up, I was going to buy a new shredder, but I looked up and for cheaper because it's just me. You can take your bag of
Oh,
shredding stuff, Staples, Office Depot, and they will shred it for you. And they just charge by the pound. And even like a trash bag of stuff is still nothing.
oh, I know.
It's pennies on the dollar. You won't pay over $20 to
I
have
know.
somebody shred that. And
So I did that with my mother's stuff. When she first came to my house, boxes and boxes, and I just said, screw this. I'm not spending days over a shredder. I took it all
yeah,
to UPS and it did it. But mine is, as my mail comes in, every day I shred.
well, once I
Every
get
day.
caught up on my paperwork, I'll be able to do that. Then
So
I'll invest in a shredder.
you take your stuff to UPS, you'll burn out my shredder. Travel insurance is one thing that I always advise people to have. I go on cruises and I go on a lot of different trips. Travel insurance is so important because you never know. When we book cruises, we book them months out. You never know what can happen. And if you don't have travel insurance, you lose all that money that you put in to what you paid for the cruise. So I always suggest when you book a cruise or anything like that, even booking like the hotels for, that you're going to stay at when you get there or whatever. If you're not doing a cruise, have travel insurance. This way, if you have to cancel, you get your money back. And also funeral insurance. People don't
Oh,
realize that,
that's
yeah,
one I don't have.
yeah, if you have funeral insurance now, here's a way of not having to pay for your own funeral. There's a place called, oh God, what is it? Oh my God, my husband and I did it. I'll have to go get my purse or something. But it's a place where you sign up with them and research for life. And when you pass, they come and they take your body and it goes to a laboratory and they use your body for research for whatever they need. And if there's parts of your body that can go to other people and stuff like that, they will use it. They cremate you, they bring you back in an urn. You pay for nothing. That's it. And these $12 to $15,000 funerals, no charge. So
Wow.
these are things for people, yes, and it doesn't matter
Oh,
old you are or whatever. When John got sick, we had looked into that because funerals can cost $15,000 to $20,000. They put you in this expensive box to lower you in the ground, or they put you in an oven and then you pay. I mean, when you buy urns and that, you're paying for this exorbitant amount of money for this urn. What are you going to do with it? Stick it in the top of a closet. My thing was always that I want to be an organ donor, but then I thought, well, I would rather have my body go to research and stuff, because if there's things that they can learn from my body or whatever else, let
I
them
got
learn.
to go to a cadaver lab
And
when I
then,
was in phlebotomy school.
yeah, but then I thought, well, this way, then whatever they learn, then whatever's viable, they can use for, somebody else. And then
Yeah.
they cremate me and they put me in a box, an urn or whatever. I mean, it's a wooden box, but a nice one. And then they deliver you to where you have to, what, your daughter's house. Well, John came to to our house, but it's
Yeah.
like, and it doesn't cost you a dime. And
Wow.
so yeah, those are things I thought, let me share this with some people, because who the hell wants to spend $30,000 on a funeral?
Right. Gosh, you pay to live and you have to pay to die too.
Right? Right?
What's up with
And,
that?
and you don't have to pay for to come pick you up at the house and take you to the funeral parlor. And then they come get you from the funeral parlor and then take you up to their place. And I
So
mean, it
they
was
pay for the funeral too?
no, there is no funeral. See,
Oh,
we didn't want, we're not,
okay.
I do not want to, no, that's to me, it's like this. I don't want a funeral. I'm not a family for funerals. No, I don't want to cry over your dead body and stuff like that. It's like that. That's
Well,
morbid.
I was thinking about having, a memorial service at best and having tasers underneath the chairs and with a special note read. I got this idea from somewhere else. I thought that would be a fun thing to do. And then the person comes up and reads and said, last one, this is a last words from Jenn. Last one standing gets my stuff.
Jen, you're sick. This is our show people how sick you are. What were your two things? What were
We'll
your
make a game out of it.
what
Okay,
were your
so my
back to the
my two, well, you
podcast?
mentioned one of them, the travel insurance.
Yeah,
The one thing that we didn't talk about was health insurance that is required by law. A lot of
right,
the way that works is similar to the pet insurance. You'll either have the private insurance, which usually will be 80/20. You pay 20% of it. Usually you'll have a deductible on there that you give, and then they'll cover from then on. So it's almost kind of like an auto insurance, or you have an HMO with a copay where you
right.
just pay a copay for your stuff. Most insurance is required now. I think with the Obamacare, they require everybody to have medical insurance, health insurance now. So that's definitely when you're on your own. I think if you're not 26 yet, you can still be on your parents' insurance. They'll still let you be carried on your parents' insurance. Definitely would take advantage of that if you're able to. Um, One thing you might want to be careful though, if you're going to be carried on your parents' insurance or you're still going to live at home, you need to ask your parents if they plan on claiming you for taxes. Because if they claim you on their taxes because you're living at home with them, um, guess what? You don't qualify for student loans. You don't qualify for certain things because they evaluate the whole household. They'll include your parents' income in for yours, and you won't be able to be the poor girl to be able to get some of those benefits, or maybe some certain things, um, you know, as a thing. So there's a trade off on that. Are you looking to save money and maybe you don't need to worry about some of that stuff? It depends on what your parents are going to be helping you with. So I didn't have much. I had to pay for everything still. When I lived at home, I paid rent. I had to pay these certain things, but even though I paid rent at home, just as if I was a renter, still paid all of my things, and I was carried on insurance for a little bit on health insurance. I was claimed on mom's taxes. So when I went to go file to try to do a student loan or anything related to that, I didn't qualify because my parents made too much money. So those are some things that you want to consider if you decide to be put on your parents' health insurance. And then the other insurance that Debbie didn't mention was event insurance with weddings. If you do vendor shows, maybe no vendors show up. If you do public speaking or hold workshops, generally they require you to keep insurance because if something happens at your event, you're going to be responsible for anybody that gets hurt at that event. So you're going to have to consider insurance for that. And it's very reasonable. And
Yeah.
I thought as I was going to start doing workshops and never was able to get into that, I did get the insurance for a little bit, pennies on the dollar in comparison, but I just didn't have the people because I didn't know how to market my workshops. I did have a few things that I was going to be partnering with one of the schools, but it just never worked out. That was the only other specialty insurance. And then Debbie, you kind of mentioned the unusual risk insurance with the high coverage, and some other things would be under the umbrella insurance. Basically, like if somebody defames you, you can have an insurance for that. Dog bites. Basically, there's a backstop insurance for every worst case scenario that you could possibly think of. I'm sure there's somebody that offers insurance for it, a specialty insurance. You just have to ask and you can type it in the thing. You always want to ask what's excluded and any possibilities of getting it covered if you feel like you really need it. Those are pretty much, that's my 2 cents on that.
All right. I think we covered.
I think we covered it all.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything we left out.
No stone left unturned with
No
that.
way.
So if you have any concerns about insurance, and maybe this is the first episode that you're watching, you can go back and watch the other 3 episodes that we did earlier in the month. Usually, what we've been doing is having a theme for every month in light of our big theme to try and keep on topic and focused. Every season that we do, we're going to have a big focus and then we're going to break it down into months, and each month we'll have 4 separate talks, one each week. Go listen to our first episodes on the introduction, auto insurance and renters insurance. If you have any questions, we can start a discussion in the comments. You can reach out to us, drop your email, and we'll get in touch with you and give us ideas for future episodes of things that matter to you. That's all I have to say.
I'm good.
You're good too? All right. So, with that, what are our topics for next month? So, February, we will be discussing just wet your whistle a little bit. We're going to be talking about transportation. So, not all of you might have a car, but we'll give you some things to consider when you operating a car outside of insurance. We went heavy into auto insurance this month, but maybe how to navigate public transit and just getting around in general. So you'll want to join us for next month's topic, which will help you with your great escape. And on that note, we're going to close. Bye, everybody. We want to make sure you stay curious. And Debbie, anything else?
Stay focused.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.